Okay, we are back for the third game. Again, playing against Bach Shade. Um, I'm really bad at butchering names, or really good at butchering names, is depending on how you want to look at it. With a pretty poor hand here. I think Frankenbaum is the most reasonable play there. I could see Aegis Conscripts, but even Frankenbaum level is better than Aegis Conscripts. The little bit of value out of the armor is fine, and I think Necro Slime is. I think this is our best chance to play Necro Slime. It was a really mediocre hand, but hopefully we can get something done with it. All right, so here I'm interested in playing Light Shield Patrol and Matrix Warden most. Definitely good drawing them together. They're both fine, but they are some of the more powerful spells in my hand. And if I play both, I can also use the Necro Slime to deal damage to the Patrol, and the Patrol will only actually take 1 damage, which isn't bad. Alright, Windborn Hellion is alright. It's fine. Alright, definitely my opponent getting a bit of value there. Okay, so pumping the Necro Slime won't actually affect this trade. I could... so it'll be... Light Shield Patrol does eat the Savant here. I could put it in front of the Hellion, but I think this is actually fine. And I think that I'm actually going to resist using the Necro Slime on the Patrol just because it doesn't affect the trade. Unless my opponent plays a Bruiser, actually. No, my opponent's going to deal damage, so I can't just safely use the armor like that. I can deal the damage to the Frankenbaum. I think I will actually do this just in case my opponent plays a Bruiser to keep his Shaman alive. That's a pretty fringe play. Maybe I'm more likely to regret this because I should have kept the Frankenbaum. Maybe my opponent will be able to kill the Frankenbaum, but I don't know that. And I'm going to play around the Bruiser because it's a pretty common card in these colors. Currently have 2 cats in my lap, so if I sometimes pause, it may just be them reassessing their positions. I like playing the Glutton here, especially since I ended up playing that Frankenbaum early. Banshee's okay. Alright, Jetpack is a strong play from my opponent. This is unfortunate. I will, however, manage. I think I'll go ahead and kill the Rift Lasher before my opponent can give it mobility or anything. So do I want the Glutton or do I want to level up the Sentry? I think I'm actually going to play the Glutton. I want to try that inevitable damage plan a bit more. See how good we can get it. Matrix Warden is not bad at helping the pick off things. Unfortunately, the Hellion can move here, kill my Patrol, and survive with 1 health. However, playing a Matrix Warden and giving the power somewhere else at least lets me get some value out of that. My opponent continues to get very good value out of the Hellions. It's really cool. This is a pretty good theme deck here. It's cool seeing such synergy, which is certainly terrifying to play against, or, good. But, alright. I can, however, play the Matrix Warden, and then give the buff to the Glutton. Alright, this is fine. My opponent chooses to keep the Hellion alive. That surprises me, but is certainly okay. I think I'm just going to keep some damage off. Trade with 1 Hellion. and play probably a War Charger just because it's enough better than the Frankenbomb. I also consider the Spirit to shrink the Hellion, but going into level 2, I think we're more likely to find things that can do better against the Hellion. At least these things can trade and all that, even if it gave some extra toughness. Also wouldn't mind throwing a under-level Glutton in front of it, just because we drew a lot of Gluttons this game, and the more you draw, the better they get. Being able to do the extra damage certainly adds up well. So I probably... It is looking likely that I will throw the Glutton in front of the Hellion. Necro Slime is fine, but really it can't take over the game pretty well. I just feel like my opponent is keeping the board position well enough that I won't necessarily have a turn for the Necro Slime to lose Summoning Sickness or whatever. Okay, so my opponent will get to pump the Glutton, the Hellion twice by moving here and then back. So we cannot just throw the underlevel Glutton there anymore. So I think we actually throw Glutton or Necro Slime. I think we throw the Glutton over here. No, we throw the Glutton here. Probably just move the War Charger and throw Necro Slime here. That way we can get up to that high-level Necro Slime so we can hopefully get a big effect out of it. But we'll see. Frankenbomb's an okay way to pick off that Shaman. Hopefully my opponent won't be able to like play double spells, double level 1 to kill off my Glutton. But even then, like, you really want to be playing spells that are bigger than that. So it is not unlikely that my Glutton will get to trade here, or my opponent will just have a lower level deck going into player level 3, which also isn't bad. It's more likely that my opponent will play a level 2 creature or something in front of one of these. I cannot pull the Shaman, or the Savant, I mean. So that will get to shoot something. Likely the Glutton, possibly the Banshee. If my opponent wants to play level 2, my opponent will shoot the Banshee. Okay, so my opponent's probably playing 2 level 1 creatures. As I said, that's fine. This isn't ideal for my opponent. It's not that scary. The Matrix Warden can at least kill the Savant here, which leaves me with a Frankenbomb. Alternatively, I could play the Frankenbomb and pump it with the Matrix Warden. Yeah, that doesn't seem any better. So I'm just going to pick off the Savant here and the Shaman. Alright, so looking okay on the board here. Okay, probably going to end up playing the Patrol. It's nice to get that up to level 3 where it becomes a much stronger creature. We don't have that many ways to buff it, but the Matrix Wardens could... there could be a time where I play that. Alright, 2 creatures that just trade, which is okay. I think War Charger is probably best in the middle. Light Shield Patrol off out of the way. My opponent could Jetpack Riftlasher or something, which I should have played the Light Shield Patrol on the other side as a result of that. I would have obviously done it after combat, but it's certainly worth thinking about because my opponent has already showed us Jetpack. Riftlasher just isn't that good a body, though. Like, even being able to deal 5 damage to one of our creatures, like, it's still kind of just a 1-for-1. Like, yep, my opponent has... Oh, okay, so it will deal 11 damage. So it's good, but I can just throw a Banshee or something in front of it, so it's still not that much value. Like, my opponent can kill any creature we have, and I'm not sure I mind. That's the downside of Riftlasher, is it takes a very specific set of situations that are hard to engineer, and even here, the body is small enough on Riftlasher that I'm not sure I care. My opponent probably kills the War Charger. I certainly would. I meant kills it with a Rift Lasher damage. Alright, Magma Hound is fine. But yeah, Magma Hound doesn't do that well. Alright, so Banshee is the easy and obvious play. Question is, Forge Plate Sentry is essentially a 9-12 versus a 12-13. Our health is low enough that I think it's worth just playing the creature that is best next level and not worrying about anything happening beyond that. Okay, Necro Slime is fine. Certainly not impressive or amazing. This could be the sort of time where I play a Force Field just to keep my creatures alive, since I don't have anything else to play that is better than my creatures here. Again, none of my creatures here are too impressive, though. My opponent, being at level 3, is very likely to have something more important. So I could throw a Fell. Yeah, if my opponent doesn't play something where the Force Field will be very good for the trade, then I'll probably just play a Fellwalker. There's almost always somewhere a Fellwalker would be relevant. My opponent is deep in the think tank, trying to figure it out. I like this background. You know, mushrooms and all that underground Uterranscape is cool. Certainly pretty. I should mix it up. Ow, cat. Careful. My cats definitely like lying in my lap. Rarely they will lie there together, but when they do, sometimes they end up converting into play fighting, which is certainly not something that I want to have happen in my lap. All right. Metamind Adept is fine here. I certainly don't mind it, though. Windcaller Shaman doesn't actually kill the War Charger, because I can just move it to continue to get in a little bit of damage. Alright, so question is there something worth force fielding? My opponent can't actually kill any of my creatures, so I think I'm just gonna get a value trade here, play a Necro Slime where it's safe, and continue to take board control. My opponent had a really unimpressive turn there, which may be big enough. That's going pretty far to say, but us having something in every lane, even something as unimpressive as a 4-1, is pretty good. My opponent does have answers like Lava Puppy, but even then, it's, especially with the Necro Slime as one actual threat, it would take a lot for my opponent to make the situation much better. This is essentially a 5 creature versus 0 creature position. Certainly playing a Matrix Ward. Aegis Conscript, Dr. Frankenbaum, or Hungering Strike, any of these I could see myself playing depending on what happens. It would take a specific situation for War Charger to be best here. I could see it, but again, a level 2 War Charger at player level 4 is not really... Sorry about that. We are back. My microphone stopped working because my cat unplugged it. So this is the situation we come back to. Definitely going to play the Matrix Warden, of course. Not pumping it on the Necro Slime because the Necro Slime is fine on its own. Going to pump probably the Zombie. Not a huge deal, but it could survive a level 1 Magma Hound or something, which you never know. Actually, I think Aegis Conscript is interesting here. Either to pump the Necro Slime, so it is a scarier creature to deal with, or to pump the Matrix Warden so that the Necro Slime can grow off it better. But I think I will pump the Necro Slime. I think I want to make the Necro Slime keep my opponent's attention. It will take a very good creature for my opponent to kill it, and yeah, I'm okay with eating another good creature. So yeah, like I said, Necro Slime can be very good and can take over the game, but you kind of have to be at least a little bit ahead on the board, or at least even on the board, to be able to slow down enough to do it. My opponent's in a very hard position, has 3 very much must-block creatures, so I'm pretty sure we've got this one. Unfortunate that my mic stopped working, so I had to split this into 2 parts, but yeah, this, I don't care about that. Eats the zombie. The zombie would have gotten in a lot of damage, but my opponent has to block the Necro Sign, and it has to block it with something that will survive. Otherwise, my opponent is dead before my opponent gets another turn. So, Box Sheet is probably out of this one. That's fine. My opponent's played pretty well, but we do pretty well. So yeah, we'll be able to just do combat again on our turn and win. Alright, thank you all for watching. We managed to 3-0 this one by just drafting and playing aggressive cards, which is very nice. Let's see what we win for it. Alright. Obviously we get pack. Let's see what's inside. Zerath is nice. Thunder Sword! Yes, Thunder Sword is the card I most wanted. So I'm glad y'all were here to help me watch it. I've got a thing for dinosaurs, so it's certainly cool to get one that I can play with. Much less one that's as amazingly good as Thunder Sword is. Alright, until next time, draft well, play value.